Welcome to Massage Practice Insider. My name is Eleanor. My pronouns are she, her. And today I'm coming to you guys from my living room. Yes, I have a whiteboard in my living room. Don't judge me. I'm going to be answering a question that I see a lot in social media today. And the question that I'm going to be answering today is going to be, how should I price my services? Especially when we're starting out, this is a really difficult question to kind of grapple with. And there are many different methods out there. And I'm going to give you guys just a few. So the first thing that I suggest is you can do a market analysis. So in this market analysis, you're going to go out, you're going to look at other massage therapists in your area. You're going to look at everybody who offers massage services, find out what their prices are, and kind of base your prices off of what they're charging. Now, there are pros and cons to each one of these methods. And the pros to this method is that it is one of the easiest and least time consuming, because all you're doing is you're looking at therapists that are in your area, and you're not spending a ton of time really evaluating why you're pricing your services. The cons to this is that it doesn't take into consideration yours or their expertise, their specialization, their business experience, how much marketing they have behind them, especially if you're looking at places like franchised locations that have multiple locations across the country / world. So this method isn't one of the ones that I choose to use. It was the first method that I did use, though, when I started my business. I said, this is what I think I should be charging. And I kind of picked this number based off of the franchises in the area, as well as some of the massage therapists that were around me that I was speaking with. Now, the second method requires us to dive a little bit deeper into our why are we charging these rates question. So we have to answer two very important questions first. And the first one is, how much money do you want to make? And this is, how much money does the business make? Not you personally, but how much money do you want the business to make? And then how many massages do you want to perform each month? So it kind of sets this goal of, this is what I want to be making per year or per month in the business. This is what I want to and so this is how many and this is how many massages I want to do, which means then you can come up with how much you would need to charge to get to that goal. So I'm terrible at math, so I chose really, really easy numbers. So if I want to make 60,000 per year, I want to make 60,000 per year. That is going to be 5,000 per month. If I'm going to make 60,000 per year, and that's 5K a month, how many massages do I need to do? Well, if I am going to estimate doing around 50 massages a month, what I need to do then is I need to take this 5K here and divide it by 50. So 5,000 divided by 50 is $100 per session. So I need to be averaging $100 per session in order to make that goal. Now, the pros to this is it allows us to actually have a reason why we're pricing, and it gives us a goal is which we're trying to shoot for. And we have that justification as to our pricing. This is a lot better than just arbitrarily choosing a number and throwing it out there. This is also a great method to use if you're starting out, and you're kind of in the planning phases of your business. I would really like to be making X amount of money. So this is what I'm wanting to charge. So the cons for this is it doesn't really take into consideration what your expenses are, because if your expenses are 3,000 a month, you're only bringing in 2,000 a month with this 5,000 number. So it doesn't account for your personal income as well as your business income. On a side note, you can actually use this method and reverse it. If you know about what you want to charge and how many massages you want to do per month, you can actually figure out about how much money you would be making. So if I charge $65 per session, and I do 40 sessions a month, what I'm going to get here is $2,600 a month that I'm going to be bringing into the business. This may be where you want to be. This may be where you want to start, but we have to look kind of at that goal. So you want to really take into consideration more, how much do you want to be making as opposed to how much can I be making? All right, now the third and last method is the most in-depth and time-consuming method. So the first thing you need to know is you need to be able to estimate your monthly expenses. Now, this is everything from rent to utilities to any products that you sell to linens, and how much do the linens cost you and how much do they cost you to replace. Your licensing, your continuing education, as well as your taxes. You have to estimate those taxes as well. And that's just to name a few of them. That's not even getting all of them in there. So just know that your business may have certain expenses that other businesses don't, or vice versa. So the other thing you also need to know is you need to know the minimum of massages that you are wanting to do, or that you're willing to do in a week or month. So I like to overestimate expenses and underestimate how much I'm going to be working. So now once we answer those questions, we enter into a 3-step process. So we start like the same as the last method. We start by taking our estimated expenses and dividing those by the number of massages. So if you know that your estimated business expenses are between $1,000 and $1,200 a month, and you want to be doing between 40 and 50 massages a month, you're going to take the higher expenses and the lower massages. So that would be $1,200 a month by 40 massages. Now we're going to divide that so that can go away. We put it there. And that equals $30 a session. So every single session, if this was me, every single session would cost me $30 to do. So anytime I did a donation or a charity or where I gave a massage away, $30 is what that massage cost me. So, and it's per session, not per hour, but per session, because it's the same $30, maybe a little bit more, but I do overestimate on how much it cost me for my lotions and things like that. So per session, so my 90-minute cost me 30, my 30-minute cost me 30. So everything costs me $30 per hour. So now we have the step number 2 is you look at your personal expenses. So your personal expenses, let's say you need personal expenses. And again, math's not my strong point, so I'm going super easy here. Let's say your personal expenses are $2,400 a month. You're going to divide that by that same 40. And that's going to give you 60. So you want to be bringing home $60 a month. Now, remember, our taxes are should be estimated in this 30. So the 30 should account for the taxes, but 60 is what I should be bringing home. So I want to be charging then, because step 3 is you add those two together. I want to be charging 90 per session on average. And this is what I should be charging my clients. So the pros to this is you're getting an extremely accurate measure of what the spending is and how much it costs for you to do business. You also have where if your minimum is 40 and you know you're going to be doing 10 massages a week, and you're charging 90, if your minimum is 10 or your minimum is 40 a month, the minute you hit that 40, everything else is cake. Everything else is extra. Everything else is a bonus. You're working harder, you're making more money. If you're, and then if your expenses don't end up being $1,200 a month, let's say you still only do 40 massages, but your expenses only end up being $1,000 a month, then you're getting that extra 200 at the end of the month. The cons to this method is that it's a lot of estimating, especially if you're new. If you're just starting out, this is probably I would definitely say estimate way higher if you're wanting to use this method. Contact some, like in the area that you're at, contact people who have rooms for rent, and find out kind of what the average rent is, what the average utility costs are, because this is going to be the most labor intensive, most research intensive method. Now, if you are looking to have someone help you with this, you can always contact me. I am on social media. Look up Eleanor Sung and you can message me. You can also find me at it's massagepracticeinsider@gmail.com. You can send me an email and we can set up a one-on-one meeting. I do charge for those, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you like this video and you found this video helpful, please go ahead and like, subscribe. We are going to be doing more information. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on Massage Practice Insider, make mention in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day and go make money.